What is going on, my people? If you don't know who I am, my name is Clarissa and I'm Javier's partner both in life and in business. Together, we have helped over 400 credit and funding companies scale by implementing the same marketing system that helped us scale our own funding company to past seven figures. And today, I want to talk about the breaking news that got everybody in the funding industry talking, and that is Trump's proposal to cap credit card interest rates at 10%. This could completely change how we do business, and I want to break down exactly what this means for credit card stacking companies like us. I'm going to give you the pros, the cons, and most importantly, the reality check on whether this will actually happen and how you should prepare your business for it. So, if you're running a funding company or thinking about starting one, pay attention because this could be a game changer, either in your favor or against you, depending on how you position yourself. Now, let me break down exactly what is being proposed here. So, according to the Congress bill, this would temporarily cap credit card interest rates at 10% for 1 year. Now, here's what the bill actually says. This bill temporarily caps credit card interest rates at 10%. So, any creditors that knowingly violates this bill will forfeit their entire interest of the debt. The bill also provides a private right of action for debtors to recover interest, finance charges, or fees. The action must be brought within 2 years of the violation. In addition, violation of this bill are subject to civil liability under the Truth in Lending Act, which is forced by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau and the Federal Trade Commission. Now, the key here is temporary. This is proposed for 1 year, coinciding with Trump's first year back in office. But here's the big question. Will this actually happen? And if it does, will it be mandatory or voluntary? Now, let me start with the potential benefits for companies like us. One of the benefits for us as a funding company is going to be having easier sales conversions. This is huge because right now, one of the biggest objections that we normally get from clients is what happens after the 0% period ends? Don't I have to pay like 20 something, 30% interest? And with a 10% cap, that objection becomes much weaker. Instead of saying, well, you will have to pay 22 to 28% after your intro period, you can say, now you will pay a maximum of 10% after the intro period for an additional year, and then it will go back to being a regular credit card. So that is a massive difference in how clients can perceive the risk. 10% will feel a lot more manageable, where 25, 30% can feel a lot scarier. Secondly, another benefit is going to be having better debt management and faster utilization reduction. So for clients who currently have high interest debt, this makes it so much easier for them to help them lower their utilization. Right now, if a client has a $50,000 in credit card debt at 24% interest, then they're paying around $12,000 a year just in interest. And this can make it very hard for them to pay down their balances. But now, if they had a 10% cap, that same debt will cost them $5,000 a year in interest. And that's a $7,000 more that they can put towards their principal. So that can help them lower their utilization a lot faster. Lower utilization will mean better credit scores, which means better approval odds for new funding. But it's not all good news. Here are some potential downsides. So the banks will get even more strict. So this is going to be a big one because if banks can only charge 10% of the interest instead of 25%, they're going to be much more strict and selective about who they approve. Just think about it. If you're the bank and your profit margin just got cut in half, you're going to want to make sure every single person who you approve is going to pay you back. This means that credit card optimization will become even more important. Your clients will need to be absolutely perfect in order to get approved. No more getting someone with a 680 credit profile. You might need to have a 750 across the board. But here's the opportunity that this actually makes company like us even more valuable, because if the bank get more strict, businesses will need our expertise even more in order to get approved. Another thing could be that they could shorten the 0% period. They might reduce the 0% intra period to compensate for lower long-term rates. Instead of 18 months of 0% offer, might be 12 or even 6 or 8. But here's the thing. They'll never completely remove the 0% because That is how they get new clients into their ecosystem. So that's the intro offer. That is their hook. They're for sure never going to remove it. And then banks might approve clients for lower limits just to reduce their risk exposure. Instead of $50,000 limits, we might see more of 25,000 limits or 15,000 limits. But here's the solution. The cap is only for 1 year. So you can set expectations with clients that they can request a credit line increase after the cap period ends. And that is the key is always to setting the expectation beforehand so that your clients know what to expect. But now let's talk reality. Will this actually become a law? Trump can propose whatever he wants, but this needs to pass through Congress. And historically, Congress has always been very friendly to the banking industry. Banks have massive lobbying power, and they're not going to let this pass without a fight. They will argue that this may reduce, or actually will reduce, credit availability, hurt consumers with poor credit, damage the economy, force them to cut some jobs. And even if it does pass Congress, the banks will immediately challenge it to court. They will argue that it's unconstitutional government to interfere in their private contracts, harmful to the free market, impossible to implement fairly, and this could be tied up in courts for years. And then if it does become a law, will it be mandatory? That's what the bill language indicates, but the question is whether it's actually becoming a law or not. If it's only voluntary, which banks will actually do it? Probably none of the major ones, maybe some smaller credit unions trying to gain some market shares, but not Chase, Amex, or Bank of America. Now, regardless whether this cap happens or not, one thing is certain. The funding industry is always changing. Banks are constantly updating their requirements, and what works today might not work tomorrow. That's exactly why I created the Funders Academy, where you don't have to only take my word for it, but you can engage with hundreds of other funding companies just like yourself and share what's currently working. Because it's in all of our best interest to stay on top of the latest banking updates, requirements changes, and strategy adjustments so that we're always ahead of the curve. But now let me continue with how you should prepare your business for this potential change. Now, here is what I think is actually happening. This proposal seems to be more about politics than actual policy. Trump is trying to position himself as fighting for the average American against the big banks. And whether this passes or not, it's already serving its political purpose, making Trump look like he's the one on the side of the consumers, which I think he is. He's coming from good intentions. But for us in the funding industry, we need to be prepared for either scenario. So don't panic and don't completely change your business model based on a proposal that might never even happen. I hope it does because it will help a lot of average Americans who are stuck in credit card debt. So what you should do is monitor the situation, stay informed about what's actually happening in Congress, and prepare for both scenarios. Have plans for stricter requirements and current requirements, and then focus on what you can actually control. Keeping your clients optimizing their credit profile to get approved and use it as a conversation starter. Clients are already hearing about this, so you need to address it proactively. Now, your clients are probably asking about this, so here is how I would address it. This is a proposal that may or may not become a law. And even if it does, it's only for a year. What we know for sure is that getting approved for business funding is still valuable regardless of the interest rate. And then even if the long-term rates are capped at 10%, you're still going to get 0% entry periods, and that's for 12 to 18 months of free money for you to grow your business. And if banks do get stricter, you'll want to get approved now while the requirements are still reasonable. Or either way, you would want to have a company that has your back, helping you checking all the boxes in order to actually get approved, even with the stricter policies. And here is what I think will actually happen. The proposal will get a lot of media attention, but face massive resistance from banks. It might pass the House if the Republicans controls it, but it will struggle in the Senate. And even if it does passes, it will be challenged in court and tied up for years. Bank will start tightening requirements just in case, and making our service more valuable. The 0% intro periods will remain because that's essential for customer acquisition. And the bottom line, you need to prepare for stricter requirements, but don't panic about the rate cap because it might not actually happen. So Trump's 10% credit card cap proposal could be a game changer for funding companies, but the reality is it probably won't even happen, at least not the way that is currently proposed. The pros would be significant easier sales conversations and better client debt management, but the cons could be challenging, stricter bank requirements and potentially lower limits. The smart move is to prepare for both scenarios while continuing to focus on what you can control, helping clients optimize their credit and get approved for funding. If you want to stay ahead of the industry changes and learn how to adapt your funding business to whatever happens, join our Funders Academy for $99 a month. And if you want our complete infrastructure and personal help navigating these changes, book a call to join our inner circle. The links are in the description. Don't let another industry uncertainty paralyze your business when you could be using it as your own opportunity to position yourself as the expert who can understand what's really happening. This is Clarissa, and I will see you in the next video.